this video we are going to talk about liability to pay in certain cases. Liability in case of transfer of business, we have already discussed. Liability to pay what? Liability to pay tax, interest and penalty. Okay. Liability in case of principal and agent. Both principal and agent shall be jointly and severally liable. Liability in case of amalgamation or demerger of companies. In case of amalgamation or demerger of company by the order of court or tribunal having retrospective effect. So from the date of effect till the date of from the date of effect till the date of the order of the court, when whatever transaction has happened, whatever the sales or receipt has happened between the companies, that will be counted on their own respective turnover. Means X and Y Limited, let's say the date of order of court is 10th June, and the court has said that effective with effect from 1st April, X Limited and Y Limited are amalgamated. So between that period, whatever the sales has happened, even though they are deemed I mean, even though they are same company in other laws, but in GST law they will be treated as deemed different entities, and tax will be payable on their turnover by themselves. Okay, and the registration will be cancelled. Cancellation of different entities. The registration certificate will be cancelled from the date of order of court. Okay, and then new registration they have to apply for the merged company or amalgamated company. And in case of company in liability, in case of company in liquidation, section 88, intimation to the commissioner has to be made within the 30 days of appointment by the liquidator, and within 3 months the commissioner has to reply of intimation has to be made by the commissioner within 3 months, and commissioner shall assess tax, liability and in tax, interest and penalty, and same is to be informed to the liquidator within 3 months. Okay, director liable in case of private companies in liquidation. If tax, interest and penalty cannot be recovered from the company, then every director during the period is jointly and severally liable to pay unless he proves that the non-recovery cannot be attributed to any gross neglect, misfeasance or breach of duty on his part. Okay, and liability of director of a private company, just now we have discussed. Okay, and private company converted into public company after the date of conversion, then the director will not be liable. Liability of partners of firm to pay tax. In case of partner of firm, if it is retirement of partner, retiring partner of the firm intimates commissioner of his retirement within 1 month. Then from the date of retirement, his liability will stop. But if he intimates to the commissioner after 1 month, then from the date of intimation, the liability will cease. Okay, and in case of no retirement, all partner will be jointly and severally liable. Liability of guardians or trustees, etc. If business in respect of which any tax, interest or penalty is payable under this act is carried on by guardian or trustee or agent of minor or incapacitated person. Okay, if any guardian or trustee is taking care of the business on behalf of minor or incapacitated person, then the guardian or trustee shall be liable to make the payment. And in case of ward, liability in case of court of ward. What is court of ward? Let's say in case of death of a person and the children are minor, so they are not ready to take care of the property, they are not in that capacity, they are children. So in this case, court will appoint court of ward to take care of the property of the deceased person, and later it will be transferred to them when they attain majority, certain clause will be there. So this court of ward, up to the time they are responsible, liability also is of them. Where the state or any portion of the state of a taxable person owing a business in respect of which any tax, interest or penalty is payable under this act is under the court of wards appointed by or under any court of under any order of court. So court of ward will be liable. A special provision regarding liability to pay tax, interest or penalty in certain cases. In certain cases, what kind of cases? In as per section 93(1), death of human, business carried on by legal representative, then they will be liable to pay tax. If a business is discontinued by the legal representative, then they are liable to pay tax out of the estate of the deceased. Whatever they receive from the estate, up to that much amount the department can recover, not more than that. And in case of partition of HUF, each member jointly and severally liable. Partition of HUF. In case of a dissolution of firm, each member will be jointly and severally liable. Each is not each member, each partner shall be jointly and severally liable. And 93.4, termination of guardianship or wardship. So the moment the guardianship or wardship is terminated, then the beneficiary or ward they will be liable to pay the tax, interest or penalty. Liability in other cases. Section 94, discontinuation or dissolution of firm AOP HUF. Section 94 1 and 94 3, partner or member shall be jointly severally and severally liable for payment of tax, interest and penalty. Change in constitution of the firm or AOP, constitution of firm or AOP. Okay. 94.2, partner or member as it existed before and as it exists after the reconstitution shall jointly and severally be liable to pay tax, interest and penalty. As it existed before and as it existed after means, let's say A, B, C, D, E were the partner earlier. Now C, D, E are there still existing. So C, D, E are jointly and severally liable in this case. Hope you got it.